kírun márùn pé ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ láya mẹ́rin pé súnà níyàwó mẹ́rin irun kíkí ló jẹ́ dandan. Ó kírun márùn pé ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ láya mẹ́rin pé súnà níyàwó mẹ́rin irun kíkí ló jẹ́ dandan. Ọ̀rọ̀ oníyebíye ni mo mú wá lọ́tẹ̀ yìí ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìyá mi ẹ̀sìn wọn bí ẹ wá gbọ́ lórí ìyàwó fífẹ́ ẹgbọ́n ṣe mẹ́lọ náà. Ó kírun márùn pé ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ láya mẹ́rin pé súnà níyàwó mẹ́rin irun kíkí ló jẹ́ dandan. Ọlọ́run ò sọ pé mẹ́ ẹ̀sùn mọ́ bí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ lọ ká kóra níye ọlọ́run lẹ lè fẹ́ méjì ó là lè fẹ́ mẹ́ta ẹ̀sìn tún lè fẹ́ mẹ́rin ṣùgbọ́n bẹ́rù bá ń ba ìgbà ó lè ṣe dédé ẹ̀yọ̀ kan ló dọ̀wọ́ kálukú lọ́lọ́run wí. Ó kírun márùn pé ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ láya mẹ́rin pé ìyàwó mẹ́rin irun kíkí ló jẹ́ dandan. La farqa bayna al-muslim wal-kafir illa bis-salat ìyàtọ̀ kó tó péré tó wà láàrin mùsùlùmí pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn tó kù òun ṣàníhun kíkí ọlọ́run ọba ló pàṣẹ pé ká máa kírun irun tó jẹ́ dandan yẹn mélòó lórí kí ó dọ̀rọ̀ olóbìnrin òní mẹ́lọ́lọ́hún wí. Ó kírun márùn pé ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ láya mẹ́rin pé súnà níyàwó mẹ́rin kíkí ló jẹ́ dandan.
It's past 4 right now, like around 4:30, I think. Yeah, 4:20 right now. The kids just got home. They're in the shower. I'm going to be making Egusi soup. My husband is almost home. You guys, I missed my husband so much. This sounds like very crazy, but I miss him. So I've been home since last week, and it's been just working not too much on and off. And this week is fully back. He stayed home with me for like almost the whole week last week, and it's my last week of staying home, being on sick leave. I don't know if my doctor is going to keep me on sick leave because she said she doesn't know if she's going to send me back to work now. She needs to like examine me before I go back, so she said she's not sure. I should be going back next Monday, but she said she's not sure. But I really miss work, honestly. I missed my colleagues, all my co-workers. I missed all of them, but health comes first. Alright, so I'm gonna come here. This is peppers I like to use to cook my food now. I like them more than the big bell peppers because they're so rich, and you can see the color. They're always completely ripe. That's why I like them. They don't come in red, but they don't come in all red. Sometimes you have yellow and orange, but I just picked that out. I always pick the yellow and orange out, but for the most part it's usually red, and I like to use this. So I'm gonna be blending this for my Egusi with some scotch peppers. I'm gonna take two scotch peppers, some onions. All of this I'm gonna blend together is what I'm gonna use for my Egusi. I've been trying to balance my lighting. I feel like I have too much lighting in my house, so now I turn off my kitchen lighting and I'm using just natural outside lighting from my window, and I just turn this on because I can see what I'm cooking. So when I turn everything on, it looks like my face is so washed, and I don't like that. Okay, so I'm parboiling. I always do that. How many of you guys always parboil your meat before you start cooking it? So this is goat feet, my husband's favorite ever, but I'm parboiling it first and throw out the water. So when I throw out the water, then I will now add the fresh water in it. It's gonna be cooking in the Egusi. So I'm boiling my turkey. The goat meat was ready, so I added it in the turkey so they can boil together and cook together, and I can start making my Egusi. I can't wait. And some fufu, delicious. Okay guys, so I am going to be blending the peppers that I showed you earlier. For some reason, the ventilation in my kitchen, the fan is making so much noise, so I cannot record properly. So anyway, I added some palm oil in the pot, and I added my chopped onions that I cut, and I added my blended peppers. I didn't add tomatoes, and then you guys saw it, just bell peppers and scotch peppers, and I added that in a pot with the onions and the palm oil, and I am going to allow that to cook for a little bit, and I'm going to be adding my seasoning. So with this seasoning, I have Maggi, salt, and crayfish, blended crayfish. I really like these combinations in my egusi, so I added that, and I am going to mix it and cover it to cook for a little bit. So I am going to be moving on to my vegetables. Every time I want to cook like vegetable stew or egusi stew, I like to use kale because it's so good. I like that it still remains crunchy when you are eating the vegetable stew or the egusi. It's nice and crunchy and it's so good. So that's why I always go with kale. Plus, kale has a lot of nutrients. So I love kale, and my kids love kale as well. I used to use spinach, but spinach tends to like run our stomach. Like we'll be, going in and out of the bathroom every time. So we don't use spinach for this kind of stew. So I prefer to use kale, and I never finish two kales, like two bunches of kales that you get from the market. It's usually one and a half, and I keep the rest in the fridge for like salad. So yeah, I chopped it, and I like to chop like the leaves as well. I never throw out any of my kale. I will usually like put it on the side and blend it with something later. So anyway, moving on to the meat. You guys notice that I cooked goat feet, and I cooked turkey, and I also added some smoked turkey. So I'm just adding that in the soup, in the sauce, and I'm going to be adding my turkey that I cooked earlier and the goat feet. I added the stockfish first and the smoked turkey before I added this cooked turkey. I know if you guys want to see a recipe, I have a recipe on this before. It's still the same way I cook my egusi soup. It never changes. I have a recipe on here on this channel. If you're interested, I can always link it below if you want to see how I cook my own egusi soup. So now the meat and the sauce are ready to go. I am going to be adding my kale. Sorry, I was looking at the camera because my camera kept getting blurry on me. You guys know that every time it's on tripod, you just go blurry, and by the time I'm editing the video, I'm so mad at myself. So that's why I keep checking the camera. Anyway, I need to like taste my soup to make sure it's ready to go, and I like how it tastes. So I'm going to be adding my vegetable. So let me know how you cook your egusi. I know there's a tons of recipes on how to cook egusi stew on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. Let me know in the comment section what you think I should be doing, or what you think you do different. We all have ways of cooking our stew. Please, I want to know, because when I watch other people, I really admire how they cook, but when I try different method, it just doesn't come out the way I cook it. The way I cook it is so delicious, and it always turns out like the authentic buka egusi stew. If you know what I'm talking about, back home when you eat egusi stew, it's just people that knows how to cook it, it always tastes the same. There's no really difference. So let me know how you cook yours. Maybe I can try your method. So anyway, I added my kale now, and I'm mixing it. And one thing I always do is when it's fluffy like that, when you add your vegetable and it's fluffy, just cover it. Just add as much as you can and cover it for like a minute. It will steam and the fluffiness will go down. That's what I always do, and it will shrink and become small. So yeah, I am going to be adding my egusi. I was going to make egusi jebu, which is the one that you blended with the peppers, but I'm making the regular egusi. For my egusi, I will add the sauce from the pot into my egusi, and I'll make it into paste, and I'll start adding it into the pot, into the sauce itself. So I know some people break eggs in their egusi. I don't do that. And I don't think I will ever break eggs in my egusi to like give it that richness. I don't have to. Just some people even add water. Sometimes I add water too, but I'm using this sauce. This is the way my mom showed me growing up. I used this sauce and I start adding my egusi into it, like as in balls into the sauce, and it always turns out. And I always rinse my bowl off and add the rest of the milky part into the sauce, and I cover it to cook. So this method, you can see, ooh, the egusi turns into balls. So I'll now use my spoon to kind of like break it down a little bit. I'm not going to break the entire balls of egusi because my kids, they really like it as it is. So I'm not going to break everything, so but I'm still going to break some part of it so it can well distributed all over the soup. So yeah, and if you taste the balls, it tastes like egg. My kids doesn't even know it's not egg. They say, "Oh, it's eggs, mommy. Give me some eggs. I like some eggs. Are you making the egusi with the eggs?" They really, really like it. So yeah, I just mix it and I cover it for another couple minutes, and my soup is ready, and I set it on the side. My husband love it so much. My kids love it. I love it. So yeah, you guys know it's Ramadan, and that was what I cooked for Ramadan. And I'm going to move on to fruits. We always have to use fruit to break, no matter what. My husband cannot eat if there's no fruit. It has to be some sort of fruits, and it doesn't have to be like fruit salad. It just means I always make fruit salad just to make it fancy because they've been fasting all day, even though I'm not fasting. They've been fasting all day, and they love to see, like, different kinds of food on the table. It's just me, trust me. I just love to make my table very full. If I can add more stuff on the table, I would, but I just like to make my table nice and full for them. It's just exciting at that time that you want to break. So I'm gonna make fruit salads for them. I'm just using up what I have in my fridge. Just there's no really way of making it. Whatever I have in my fridge, I kind of make it fancy and make it look presentable, and yeah, and I'll put it on the table, just to like make the table look really nice and rich. So yeah, I'm using watermelon, I use plum, I also use what is it called, pears. I also use oh my god, my brain is freezing. Pineapple. Sorry guys, my brain just got froze for like 2 seconds. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing over here just to make it fancy. Whew, I am going to be making fufu. This is the first time I made fufu in like probably 4 or 5 months because I don't have strength. I do not know where the strength came from. Tonight, when I finished making the egusi, I'm like, I'm gonna pull myself together and make fufu, and I did it. It turns out so well. I'm so happy. Even my husband could not believe when he saw me because he was doing prayers when I was cooking. So we're gonna set up the prayer. Sorry, the prayer. We're gonna set up the dining table and we're gonna go eat. You guys have seen us eat many times, many times. So tonight I'm not gonna record us eating. I'm just gonna set up the table and we're gonna go have family time. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for always being here. Thank you for your love and support. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, share our video, come back for more. God bless all of you. Happy Ramadan, and I will catch you guys again in my next one. Bye.